the sound of resurrection. And it's the sound that sends the enemy fleeing so hard out of the way. Months ago, we were in the desert of Engedi. The first night of the Feast of Tabernacles, the year 5770. Go ahead and have a seat for a minute. You've earned it. Don't sit on your passion, though. I hate letting you to sit down, but when I see people sitting down, maybe they've been standing too long. But I want you to feel free tonight to stand, sit, kneel. If there's room, have a piece of carpet. We came to worship. We didn't come to bring a few happy songs. I want to share a couple of these new songs with you from the project. And they're so new, I need the words. Or they're new, and I'm not so new. 5,000 people gathered with us from nearly 100 nations in the desert. That said something to me. They didn't come to hear somebody sing. They came to worship. They came to prophesy. And that's what we captured on this disc. The Lord said to us 3.5, 4 years ago now, gather a grateful remnant from the nations and bring them up to the land to prophesy, to declare to Israel, your God reigns. You heard Rabbi Jonathan a few minutes ago talk about an olive tree and grafting in. You know, for many years in the church, we've sung the song, Our God reigns. And it's true. Because when you call on the name of the Lord, He becomes your God. But He was first Israel's God. He's the God of Abraham, Isaac, and of Jacob, better known as Israel. And so we went to Israel to declare to them, your God reigns. In a time when Tehran and Damascus and other capital cities of the world are saying, we will wipe you off the face of the earth. We declare, Israel, do not fear. Your God reigns. And we took a journey that night. Do me a favor. Do not look at your watch. We're just getting started. I didn't come all the way from Florida to sing 2 songs and then tell you it's too late to go home. 5,000 people stood in that desert, 115-degree heat. Porta potties as far as the eye could see. And they stretched out their hands towards the mountains that surrounded us, that King David hid in, running from King Saul. And we prophesied to the mountains, bring forth new wine. And prophesied to the desert, blossom as a rose. And called for wells of salvation to spring up in the dry desert place. And for hour after hour we declared and prophesied and called on the name of the Lord. And God was in that place. I'd like to tell you some of the things that happened, but for some of you, you say, oh, angels appeared. Do you know how I know they appeared?
Go ahead.
Because a Baptist told me. Not a raging Pentecostal that sees angels dancing on the heads of needles and pins. A Baptist woman with a cyst and a deaf ear, who I have known for many years. She is a Baptist. Meetings like this would have made her very nervous until there she was worshiping with us in the desert. This person walked up to her. She said, I have it all written down. I've got it on DVD. In glowing garments with a gold sash, walked up to her, put his hand on her head and said, the Lord is healing you now. On the side died the cyst with the deaf ear. Two not yet believing Israelis saw the same thing. The deafness immediately left her ear. She went back to Columbus, Ohio, and had an MRI, and the doctor said, ain't no cyst here no more. Oh, yeah. And as a special kiss from heaven, as we left the desert that night about midnight, the rain began to fall on our buses as we were leaving. I went online and I checked with the Israeli National Weather Service. How often does it rain in En-Gedi? Between the months of April and November. You know what I found? One. What a coincidence, Paul. 5,000 people from around the world gathered and prayed for rain. And what a coincidence that it happened on that one day of the year that it rains in En-Gedi. Well, if that's your attitude, you don't know the God that we serve. What a coincidence. The next day, the sky over Jerusalem turned black and poured, opened. Rivers of water ran in the streets of Jerusalem. I saw Orthodox Jews, Muslims, secular, walk out into the street, lifted up their hands towards heaven. This is the second day of Tabernacles, and was praising God for the rain that came out of season. Out of season. Standing on my balcony there in Jerusalem, the Lord said to me, you see this? This is what you are to be. You are to be rain out of season. Wherever you go, bring refreshing. Wherever you go, bring the washing of the water of the Word. Wherever you go, bring the joyful report. Wherever you go, open wide your mouth and I'll fill it with praise, giving praise unto the Lord. That's what we're to be, rain out of season. That night we started with this song. I had a Bible. I know it by heart anyway. Zechariah. We took the people there that night on a journey from Zechariah to the book of Revelation. Salvation belongs to our God. And so tonight I want to give you a little flavor of where we went. And maybe it'll rain in here. How many of you could use getting wet in the Spirit tonight?